one thing that is a regional hub for finance. We don't often talk about the DIFC. Maybe the financial guys talk about it, but when it comes to trade and logistics, DIFC acts as very important. Now you've access to over 200 banks. You've got the common law. You've got a lot of infrastructure from a financial in terms of the trade that you can utilize DIFC as, and of course the legal framework, which was mentioned earlier. So what are we doing at DWC? As why are we doing this? You know, in terms of why we want to redefine this MENASA as a region. This is just to reiterate our location. In terms, it's very close proximity to Jebel Ali Port. Of course, in the middle there we've got the Jafza, which is the mother of all, the foundation of all the free zones that's been here. Actually, not only probably UAE, but also in the entire region. Of course, we've got the DWC as a new baby that's getting born. What are we trying to do? We're basically trying to align ourselves to the future of what's the plan for Dubai, the 2021. The project itself, it has expanded a little bit. It's gone to 145 from the initially 140. So there is a change in that. It is strategically located in terms of the location of it. But what's important, that was reiterated in the morning, is that you're going to have majority of the Dubai GDP once you have the DWC operation is going to be in a 10 square kilometer radius. And that's what is important. Currently, we're looking at probably about 60% of that coming within that region, which is a bit significant that part of Dubai where the growth will be. This is just overall for the people who are going to be visiting tomorrow or people who have visited in the past. This is how our master plan. The heart of the project is the airport. Of course, we've got the logistic districts, and we also have another new free zone that's been created, which is the aviation district, mainly focusing on the aviation sector of R&D, maintenance, repair, and all the other aspects. It's specifically focused on the aviation sector. Of course, the area that a lot of people talk about is the site on the Expo 2020, which is on the top right-hand corner there on the orange. That's where we will be, and the work has started. Just to correct some of the previous numbers, we are looking at more than 200 million passengers out of there. Now, some of you might think that's a bit overambitious, but the fact is we don't want to face what Heathrow is facing these days, is the capacity. The airport has got room to capacity. We can grow it if it needs to be, and it's a modular design. Similarly, when it comes to the cargo. And also, if you look at things that have recently been developed, Danata has developed a new cargo terminal. Emirates, Sky Central, to be politically correct with our Emirates guys, the Sky Cargo division, they've also developed new, and they're all looking at also temperature control facility, which is quite unique. But also, you can see on the right is the growth of the cargo in there, and it was shed already earlier on these numbers. One thing that we also do, part of the innovative, and this is thanks to Dubai Customs, Dubai Police, the CID, Dubai Airport, DP World, everyone was involved. We did sort of a connectivity between the two airports on a geofencing, and this was a single screening that happened. And of course, both Danata and Emirates played a key role on this, where we got the two airports now connecting 24/7, seamless movement, and it's all done through using technologies and innovative. And it only gets screened at one airport, despite the two airports being 60 kilometers apart. And that shows the level of where the authorities are ready to invest, ready to go on the innovative side, but at the same time, keep the balance of making sure that the restriction and our nation is kept in that safe area where people don't need to peek in the people to look at 10 o'clock in the evening if anybody's coming to your house. Logistics district, I mean, this has been already stated. It is a free zone that is it's between the Al Maktoum International, then you've got the Jafza, and it's got where the Jebel Ali port is. It is part of the overall, the logistics corridor that's been mentioned earlier, but this shows the sort of the vision of Dubai. In 1980s, when the land was booked for the airport, it was shown that Dubai had a vision to create an airport and a seaport in a close proximity. And that's, I think, it's sort of the leadership that's been done in 2010 when everybody came in and sort of contributed and cooperated to make sure that this is a success. we're doing all of this. Sorry, I've got to do a bit of a marketing. I'm being paid by them, so I have to do something. But, but we are doing a full solution. I mean, Mahmoud mentioned about the IKEA. IKEA was a build-to-suit of 100,000 square meters that came in. We've gone out of there and did other things. You know, Hino Motors was reiterated. Apple is sort of another sort of distribution that came from Europe to here. And we're looking at, also, most of these had different stories, different case studies. But that's one thing that we have went out and we have addressed. Just the last thing is the numbers. 5 years ago when we started operation, we were a very minor at 67,000 square meters. Today we have about 614,000 square meters of areas that were built and warehouses that are operational. And that's a different sort of combination. But also, we have about, as an overall DWC, because we're not just talking about the logistics side, our office park and everything, we're looking close to about 2,000 companies that are registered in that area. What we are looking at is basically developing our own new projects, which is roughly about 300,000 square meters. It just shows that we are confident in the development and we want to build. And they are mainly focused specifically for the logistics and the freight forwarding and the trading side of the business. And this is just image of some of these developments that are coming up in the next year, and some of them are getting delivered towards the end of this year. And thank you very much.
How interesting is that? I want to make one mention. We're going to open the floor up for questions. We are running behind time. We expected this. But we still have, I think, 20 or 30 minutes for a question and answer session. I want to make mention of NAFL, our association, and the gentlemen that you see up here are key stakeholders in our industry, in the businesses that we do, and they sit on an advisory board that is constantly available to NAFL to assist our industry, and I thank each one of them immensely for being part of NAFL in that fashion. Innovation, we talked of Sea Air, where Isa Baluch innovated many moons ago and made it a hub for Sea Air. We had the emergence of, which is now a powerhouse of Emirates Airlines, Qatar Airways, Etihad in this region that are possibly buying more planes than any other airline in the world. What do they do with that? They are flying to new destinations and they're opening up new markets. Unless we are on top of our game, we never know if an opportunity is going to miss out. Emirates or Etihad starts flying into a new African destination, boom, a CA market opens. It's a very dynamic world we live in, and we are surrounded by dynamic people and institutions that help us to think innovatively, and our responsibility is to start that thinking process and do something about it. So I'm going to kick off the first question. I'm going to go back and sit in but just to kick off the first question, it goes out to Hassan at the Chamber of Commerce. Very interested to see that you have got offices and representation in Africa, and that's growing. We understand that it is your eyes and ears on the ground there that's helping to grow business at the end of the day between this region. This conference is about the linkages between South Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. Any plans about India or South Asia to have something like this? Because when I think of the future, I can envision a table around which we sit, and we have people from Africa, the Middle East, and India, and we are talking business. And we are talking real stuff. So I think what Chamber of Commerce is doing is amazing. Just trying to go a little bit into your mind to find out if there are any plans to expand that this side other than Africa. I think there is a mic available.